Associate editor for the Wall Street Journal and a Fox News contributor. And John, the president has officially labeled Antifa domestic terrorists, and Attorney General William Barr just now issuing a statement expounding on the president's sentiments. So is President Trump's messaging hitting the right tone, or is it disjointed?
Well, I think you're seeing a lot of politics being played at this point with scant evidence to support it. The president is blaming somebody else for this problem. He's blaming the left, which is a popular target of the president. He's provided no evidence of that. Mind you, though, politics are being played on the other side as well. The Democratic governor of Minnesota is blaming the right, saying that white separatists are in the groups. They are fomenting violence. He, too, has not provided any evidence of that, though there seems to be some kind of indication that, yes, right-wing groups have played a role. Where the Republican president and the Democratic governor agree is that 80% or some vast majority of the looters and the rioters are coming from troublemakers are coming from out of state, when in fact they're both wrong. The Associated Press tallied up the arrests that had been made through Saturday morning and found that the vast majority of people who have been arrested for looting and rioting are from in Minnesota. So I would just caution everybody to wait for the facts to come out, to discount the president again blaming the left and the Democrats blaming the right. You know, there always, Arthel, there are always going to be people who show up for a bar fight, right? Whether or not they know what the issue is or care about the issue. There are people who are violent, and they will take an opportunity to participate if they see an opportunity there, and they'll be looting. And that's what the National Guard and the police have got to separate away from the peaceful protests. But this is not a new problem in the United States. We've seen this happen before.
And you know that President Trump had already tweeted, quote, "It's Antifa and the radical left. Don't lay the blame on others." So is it fair to ask, John Bussey, is President Trump base baiting?
I think you've seen this before from the president. He has a tendency to jump the gun on blaming other groups for problems that are much trickier to handle, that require a lot of leadership. We're not seeing a great deal of that right now. It was kind of a president going to watch a rocket launch in Florida, as opposed to perhaps going to Minnesota and to talking to activists there, talking to the governor there, talking to people there. So this is not uncommon. You saw also a similar problem emerge from the Charlottesville demonstrations in 2017, where there were right-wingers there, and the president was kind of loath to really blame the white supremacists who participated in that activity there. So I would just caution everyone to try to step away from the politics. The president unfortunately has a credibility problem already on a number of issues. A lot of falsehoods that come out of the White House. But you're seeing some similar reactions on the Democratic side as well. I think that in moments of turmoil like this, best to step back and wait for the facts to come out. This notion that the country's in chaos, the country's not in chaos. There are riots in a number of cities across the United States. But if most people look out their window, they'll see that the country is operating normally. The trick now is to quell the problem, not inflame it. Some of the language coming out of the White House, I think you could argue, has inflamed it, this notion of kind of, well, we're going to start shooting the looters. And also the president encouraging his supporters to come out for a counter demonstration outside of the White House tonight is probably not a great idea. I think the trick is to get people off the streets, get them home, give people a chance to digest what's happened and metabolize the tragedy of George Floyd's death.
John Bussey, I have to leave it there. I appreciate your time and your reporting. Wall Street Journal Associate Editor. Thank you so much, John, for coming on with us.